Have you ever wondered why some mornings feel heavy, like you're walking through fog? Maybe it's the weather, maybe it's age, or maybe it's something much simpler. You know, it's funny. Sometimes life doesn't change with a big moment. It changes with a glass of water. Let me take you on a journey. It's the story of Mrs. Eleanor Thompson. She's 72, sharp, spirited, and fiercely independent. But not long ago, her mornings were battles. Every day, Eleanor would wake up feeling sluggish. Her eyes heavy, her body stiff, and her mind, felt trapped in a slow mist. Getting out of bed became harder. Sometimes she'd stand and the room would spin. She'd clutch her nightstand, steadying herself, waiting for the dizziness to pass. Her family noticed. They would smile kindly and say, "That's just part of getting older, Mom." But Eleanor didn't believe it. Deep down, she knew there had to be a reason. One morning, after yet another dizzy spell, she decided it was time to find answers. She booked an appointment with her doctor, hoping to uncover the mystery behind her sluggish mornings. Sitting in the bright, quiet room, Eleanor explained her routine. "I usually wake up, head straight to the kitchen, and pour myself a nice cup of coffee. I don't drink water in the morning. I guess I'm not very thirsty when I wake up." Her doctor listened carefully and nodded. "Eleanor, that's more common than you think," the doctor said gently. "But did you know that your body loses water all night while you sleep? Even if you don't feel thirsty, you wake up dehydrated." Eleanor was surprised. She had never thought about that. The doctor continued, explaining that the body can lose up to 20% of its daily water overnight simply through breathing and natural body processes. For seniors like Eleanor, the sense of thirst diminishes with age. The body may desperately need water, but it doesn't always send the signal. Dehydration is sneaky, the doctor warned. It can cause dizziness, fatigue, and mental fog, just like you're experiencing. Eleanor left the clinic with a small but powerful idea. That night, she filled a tall glass of water and set it on her nightstand. In the morning, before even stepping out of bed, she drank it slowly, and she felt different. Not completely cured, but lighter, less dizzy, less foggy. She thought, maybe this is it. Maybe I just need this glass of water. But Eleanor was making another mistake, one she didn't yet realize. She was drinking, yes, but only a few small sips. She thought it was enough. When she returned for her follow-up, her doctor gently explained that most seniors simply aren't drinking enough in the morning. Studies from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention show that nearly 50% of older adults do not meet their daily hydration needs. A small glass of water wasn't nearly enough to replace what her body lost overnight. Seniors, especially women, need roughly 2.7 liters of fluids a day. Morning hydration is supposed to be a major part of that. Eleanor realized her tiny sips were a start, but not a solution. So she made another change. She began starting her day with a large mason jar of water. Sometimes she'd add a slice of lemon. She made it her quiet morning ritual. And something amazing happened. Her digestion improved. She felt less bloated. Her bowel movements, which had slowed with age, became regular again. And the dizziness? It began to fade away, like morning mist burned off by sunlight. But Eleanor wasn't quite finished learning. Every morning, after her water, she'd still reach for her favorite cup of coffee. It was more than a drink. It was her comfort, her rhythm, the way she woke up. But her doctor asked her to reconsider. "Coffee's not bad, Eleanor," her doctor smiled. "But when it's the first thing your body gets, especially after a night of dehydration, it can create problems. Caffeine can mildly pull water from your body. For younger adults, the body compensates quickly. But for seniors, the balance is more fragile. Recent studies from the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition reveal that caffeine affects fluid balance more in older adults than younger ones. Starting with coffee can actually prolong that dehydrated state and increase jitters or energy crashes, so Eleanor made a small adjustment. She decided that water would always come first, plenty of it, and coffee would wait. And slowly those mid-morning crashes disappeared. Her shaky hands calmed. Her energy stretched steadily across her mornings, but Eleanor still had one more lesson to learn. One warm summer morning, she went for her usual neighborhood walk. It was peaceful. The sun was soft, but when she came home, she felt a familiar pinch, a sharp cramp in her calf. It wasn't new. It had happened before. She sipped some water and thought it would pass, but it didn't. She remembered something. Her doctor had mentioned, "Eleanor, you're on blood pressure medication, right? Those medications, especially diuretics, can quietly drain your electrolytes. Electrolytes like sodium, potassium, and magnesium are essential. They keep our muscles working, our hearts steady, our nerves firing. And when they're low, cramps, dizziness, even dangerous drops in blood pressure can happen." Eleanor learned that electrolyte imbalances are a leading cause of emergency hospital visits in seniors. Plain water helps, but without electrolytes, it's like trying to run a machine without oil. She began adding a tiny pinch of sea salt to her morning water once or twice a week. She discovered coconut water, a natural source of potassium. She made bananas her daily snack. Small changes, big results. Her muscle cramps faded. Her walks became longer, smoother. Her energy steadier. One day, her granddaughter visited and noticed her sipping warm lemon water. "Grandma, when did you switch? From cold water?" she asked. "Your mom told me something interesting," Eleanor said. "Drinking ice-cold water first thing in the morning can actually shock your digestive system. I had no idea." Research shows that cold water can slow digestion and constrict the stomach's natural flow, especially in seniors whose systems move more delicately. So Eleanor started drinking warm water instead. Her digestion improved. She felt less tightness in her stomach, less bloating. Breakfast sat better, and it became her favorite ritual: warm lemon water by the window, watching the sun rise. These were not grand overnight changes. They were small, steady shifts. A glass of water, a pinch of salt, waiting a little longer for coffee, choosing warmth over cold. But together, they transformed Eleanor's life. Her mornings, once heavy and dizzy, became light, clear, and full of calm energy. Her family noticed. Her friends noticed. But most importantly, Eleanor noticed. Now, if Eleanor's story felt familiar to you, you might be wondering, what can you do to avoid these morning hydration mistakes? What simple steps can you take? Starting tomorrow? Well, here's what I recommend. First, start your morning with a full glass of water. And I don't mean a polite little sip. I mean a proper tall glass, at least 300 to 500 milliliters. Before you brush your teeth, before you grab your phone, before you even think about breakfast, give your body the water it's been quietly waiting for all night long. Second, water always comes before coffee. And I get it. Coffee is comfort. Coffee is joy. But make it a rule. Water first, coffee second. This one small shift can protect your energy, your balance, and your hydration throughout the day. Third, don't forget your electrolytes, especially if you're taking blood pressure medications or diuretics. It's not just about water, it's about balance. Every now and then, add a tiny pinch of sea salt to your water. Or better yet, enjoy a banana, sip some coconut water, or snack on a few nuts during the day. These small additions can protect you from the sneaky cramps, the headaches, and the fatigue that come when your minerals get too low. Fourth, skip the icy cold water first thing in the morning. I know it feels refreshing, but your digestive system is delicate when you wake up. Cold water can shock it, slow it down, and tighten your stomach. Instead, Go for warm water or room temperature with a slice of lemon. It soothes your system and gently wakes up your digestion. And finally, don't wait for thirst to tell you what to do. As we get older, our thirst signals fade. You might not feel thirsty even when your body desperately needs water. So don't rely on thirst. Build hydration into your morning routine like brushing your teeth or taking your vitamins. Make it automatic. These aren't big changes, but they can bring big results. Just like Eleanor, you might find your mornings becoming lighter, clearer, and more energized, one glass at a time. If this story inspired you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And I'd love to hear from you. What's your morning hydration ritual? Drop it in the comments below. And now I want to ask you, how are you starting your mornings? Are you walking through fog without realizing it? Are you missing the simplest solution your body's been quietly asking for all along? Sometimes the smallest habits hold the biggest transformations. Thank you for listening to Eleanor's story. If this touched you, hit like, subscribe, and share this with someone who might need this gentle reminder.